Okay, so my name is Friso. I'm from the Wageningen University in Research, and I study biotechnology, and more specifically molecular and cellular biotechnology.
Why did you decide to pursue an internship in the US? So essentially, why did you apply to this program?
Yeah, so I applied for this program in November last year because an internship is a requirement for my study program. So it gives you the freedom to go somewhere abroad, and that's what a lot of people like me do. And you have to start looking very early. And I've been approaching some US companies because I've always wanted to come to the US. This tech environment, especially in the Bay Area, also in the Boston area, I considered as well. Their innovations, they have a lot of influence on what we do in Europe. So I decided I wanted to pursue an internship in the US, and I started to get in contact with a lot of US companies. A lot of them don't reply or they reject you because of the visa sponsorship, and a lot of companies aren't willing to pay for an internship or an intern. And then I found internships in the Valley, and I signed up for the program, and I saw there were a lot of companies willing to help you arrange your internship, and that worked out perfectly for me.
So can you tell me a bit more about the internship itself? So what company, very briefly, what's your role, what will you be focusing on, and for how long?
Yeah, so I will be interning at IFF, International Flavors and Fragrances, for the coming 4 months. I'll be involved in the fungal biology team, and I'll be working on improving the production strain, fungal biology strain, with new genetic engineering strategies, a lot of next generation CRISPR-Cas editing systems. And that's what I've also been involved in these things in Wageningen before, so I can bring my expertise in that here. That's very nice.
Can you describe how you landed this internship?
Yeah, so I applied for the internship in November, and that's when I got a reply from you and Casper and Li Xuan, my supervisor, and we had a first interview, and that worked out perfect. So then we started arranging some paperwork. I got accepted, and after that it has been a long procedure to get here, but no, that's how I landed it. So you basically spread my resume across multiple companies in the region. I got selected because of my background, scientific background.
What are your main goals that you'd like to achieve while you're here?
Main goal is, of course, to experience what biotech industry is like. I've thus far only been involved in academia, and the internship program allows you to experience something else. So I'm here to experience what it's like to work in the biotech industry, and after that decide what my next career step will be, continuing in academia for a PhD, or deciding to pursue a more R&D industry career path, or something completely else. We have to see. And the second one is being more comfortable in the lab, learning new lab techniques. I'm going to work with fungi. I've never done that before. And now that I'm here in the Bay Area, of course, there's a lot of people to meet. A lot of Dutchies also out there. So that's some networking over there.
You've arrived very recently in the US. What has surprised you most so far? Have there been any cultural shocks?
Well, the people are truly friendly and welcoming. Everyone's always very involved in showing you something or meeting you. That's been so different than it was in the lab in the Netherlands. I mean, everyone's talking to you all the time. Making conversation, that's really nice, especially when you're new.
What's your living situation like?
Oh yeah, so I actually live with 2 other interns, also from the internship in the Valley program, Sebastian and Bart. So that's been really nice, just to come home and talk to some guys who are going through the same things. Also share some insights on how to open a bank account, to apply for a social security number. I'm actually carpooling with one of them to my work, so that's really convenient and helps you settle in easily.
Do you have some advice that you'd give to students that might feel intimidated or discouraged about the competitive nature of applying to an internship in the US?
Yeah, I would say you should just go for it and apply for as many possible options as you can and start early. You won't get a lot of answers, and you probably get rejected multiple times, and that's not because you don't have the qualifications or anything. It's just because they're not willing to sponsor your visa, or your time period is not suiting their program, or they don't have a spot for you at that particular location or company. So it's just a matter of trying multiple options and just going for it.
What are some points to focus on to secure a very smooth and successful visa process?
Well, I mean, you just have to read through every step very carefully. That's the first thing. Count on some delay, because the waiting time at the consulate in Amsterdam is long. Just count on some delay on your starting date. Communicate clearly with every party involved. So it can be the company, it can be the Netherlands America Foundation, it can be the internship in the Valley program. So with all three of them, you just have to communicate all the time, like give them updates. And you can get some very valuable information out of them as well, because you need them in order to fill in the training plan. So you better get everything on the same page before filling in some documentation, because you don't want to have any mistakes on your application form, because if you have any, it even delays the process.
What is something that you wish you had known before embarking? Something that you could give advice to the students to?
The prices here, like the renting price is extremely high. The cost of living is extremely high. So your salary, you would need it, because there's no way of getting around. You need a car, I would say. I mean, you can of course take the Caltrain to work, but still it depends on where you live, and it takes over 1.5 hours to get here. So I suggest you take a car. And the other thing is you have to start looking for everything very early, like the apartments, renting something, like start a few months up front. If you can, start looking together with other people from the internships program, because that helps. Looking for an apartment for free, it opens up the market. And the other thing is that you have to make a lot of down payments up front, like the deposits, the first month rent of your car, and those payments you have to make up front, because your salary is coming in at the end of the month or bi-weekly. So yeah, consider that too.